Hey folks, Flo here with Blockchain North. We're at the Web3 Toronto event at Collision. I'm here with Tracy Leparulo of the Futurist Conference happening in less than 2 months. Blockchain North is very excited to be a media partner. Tracy, great to see you again.
Thanks so much. It's so great to see you.
Oh, thank you. You're very, very nice. Well, look, let's start a little bit with the state of the industry. So much has happened in recent years, it goes without saying. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of adoption, major investments in recent weeks even, and of course still the sort of regulatory burden overhang type of thing. What is your view, having hosted these events for so many years? Where are we at in your view in crypto?
Yeah, so it changes rapidly. So we're at the last month of June in 2023, and really it's all about regulation right now. So we're actually noticing everybody at our conference wants to talk about regulation. All the kind of big companies that are coming on board are bringing their compliance officer, the chief regulation officer, things like that, because they want to know the state of it. So I think the biggest one's America. Being bordered to America, you know, people love coming to Canada to talk about regulation, which is great. But that's kind of, I would say, the biggest, uncertainty right now in the industry that we're trying to face.
Right. So you've been hosting these events for over 10 years, which is really quite incredible, and I think worth repeating because you really are probably the only one in Canada who can say that. How has the sort of the focus of the conference evolved over the recent years?
So different. So when I first ran our first Bitcoin Expo in Canada, it was 2014. Half of the booths were miners, and most of my focus was how do you bring physical mine equipment to this event to sell people things that they can attach to their computers.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at just the mining industry alone, our conference now is about mining pools. It's about publicly traded companies on the stock market going and talking about mining. So it's totally radically changed in a lot of ways. And then the audience too has changed. So it went from this libertarian movement, and now it's definitely the institutional side has just blown up, which is great to see. So I think, back in the day, you wouldn't want to say you were from a bank, and now, you're proud of it. So it's nice to see more enterprise, nice to see more institutional coming to the conference, and it is a challenge for our team to continuously to pivot. But it's kind of part of the game. Is this is a very fast-growing industry. We're in high tech here, and we're evolving as the space is evolving.
And I guess the diehard crypto folks must be actually welcoming that adoption by institutions, right?
Absolutely. There's definitely a divide, without a doubt. There's people who brand themselves as crypto, people who brand themselves as Web3. I think I started in the Bitcoin side of it, so there's definitely the maxi side that I would say isn't so fond of the Web3 side, and so there's drama within the industry itself. But overall, we are trying to focus on a more decentralized world, and so we hope to continue that kind of that plan. I think the other big topic that gets talked about is central bank digital currency. So as a conference, we're finding it much harder to find on the government side people wanting to talk about it. Barbados was the first country in the world to do it, and we were very close with Barbados government and the people that started that, which is really interesting. But overall, central bank digital currencies, they're starting up in Canada. They have committees and companies that are doing it, so it's interesting to see where that's going to go.
So what are some of the highlights or most exciting features that attendees should expect this year? Which number edition is it, by the way?
It is the 5th edition of Blockchain Futurist.
Okay.
We're the largest in Canada, so we had 6,500 attendees last year. We're aiming for about 10,000 across the week. We do launch Canada Crypto Week, so we have about 30 events going across the week, all related. We're finding different this year is everybody wants to run their own event in the best way possible. So we've created this really dynamic, different part of event that there's sub-events throughout it. The biggest difference this year is ETH Women, so we're focused on a hackathon that brings more inclusivity to the space. I can't believe it took this long for us to launch ETH Women, but here we are today. And so we have over 500 really prominent women in the space coming together, building and connecting.
Nice. What's one of the most exciting things happening in the women crypto world, would you say?
Oh, so much is great. I think what's nice is one side is the conversation isn't just about being a woman, that you're a woman. It's now bringing really prominent females together. The fact that we're launching a hackathon, we're really, leveraging and working with Crypto Chicks. They've been doing female hackathons all around the world, so we're learning a lot from them, and it's an exciting space to be in. So we're excited about ETH Women. It's bringing a really international audience, which is what I really like about it.
That's very important.
Yeah.
I think you said it's less than 50% Canadian, no?
Yeah, absolutely. But ETH Women specifically, so we have Women in Web3 Korea involved. We have lots of people from Europe coming specifically for it. So we're bringing a lot of these women international leaders together, which is cool.
Super cool, super cool. So I understand Charles Hoskinson of the Cardano Foundation is your headliner. Why him?
He's a top token. You can give, so I've known
Top token, I like that.
I've known Charles. Well, give or take, it has a massive market cap, so you can't deny that it's has a large audience, large utility, large brand. Charles actually met when I was helping Ethereum launch originally. So Charles was actually the CEO of Ethereum when Ethereum was an actual corporation.
Right.
So I've known Charles for a long time through the Ethereum days, and we've stayed connected. I also know the president of IO Global. That's what they're calling themselves now. They changed from IOHK to IO Global. And so the president's a female, Tamara, and she's Toronto-based. She's Canadian. So she'll be speaking also at the conference, as well as, again, their chief compliance officer. So we always see that kind of coming back. So we love Charles. He has a massive community, and he's really well-spoken on stage. So we like speakers that, can really hold the stage presence.
And it seems to me as, that he's taking a bit of a different approach, right? Kind of a slow, more academic approach to crypto, and he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's absolutely more academic. He's definitely branding himself that way. So because of that, he does really great talks and it really encourages people. We also have Michelle Romanoff that we're so excited about. So she's a dragon from Dragon's Den. If you're from America, that's like the Shark Tank of Canada. And we're excited about that because she's from Clearco, and she's not necessarily directly in the Web3 space, but she's a perfect example of a prominent female that brings more of the Web2 space into Web3.
So speaking of the US, I could see Kevin O'Leary being there since he's Canadian, but in the Shark Tank in the US, right?
Yeah, maybe. We have Wonderfy, where Kevin O'Leary was from.
Yeah.
We have Cosmos, Ethan Buckman's coming. So Cosmos will be doing a meetup in Formal Systems. They're one of the 30 events on site. We have the Board 8 Clubs of Canada doing an event. We got lots of cool stuff going on.
Very exciting. Well, look, just to wrap up a little bit again on your views on crypto, you've been in the industry for so long. It's not that long, but for this industry, it's
without a doubt,
what are some of your favorite crypto projects personally? What are you, short of telling us where you're putting your money, but what are you most curious or excited about?
Absolutely. So they change all the time. Ultimately, I love Ethereum. There's so many people building on Ethereum, and I think if you're unsure about the space, you want to learn more, Bitcoin and Ethereum is always the safest bet. No investment advice, absolutely, but they're your safest bet. Right now, node operators are really important and really big in the space. Anybody that's doing anything in infrastructure is really great. We have some really great companies at our conference called like Figment that's doing liquidity staking, and lots of liquidity staking. I guess that is the biggest trend this year. We're doing a liquidity staking panel. We have lots of liquidity staking cons. So if you're into the trading and kind of figure the crypto side, I would check out anything to do with liquidity staking.
Very, very cool. And finally, we ask all of our interviewees for their most confident predictions about Bitcoin, crypto, Web3, maybe something that you are really kind of steadfast and sure about.
I think Bitcoin will hit 100,000. I'm not sure if it might be 20 years from now, but I think it will hit 100,000 eventually. So it depends how much you hodl.
Right. But obviously you're a firm believer in blockchain, and you will still be doing this in 10 years?
I don't know about that. Hopefully I can retire even more, but I would say Bitcoin, I'm a believer in Bitcoin. I think with central bank digital currencies and kind of, people's countries' inflations going crazy right now, rapid, I think the third world countries and Bitcoin is going to be important. Like I mentioned, I got into crypto because of Kenya, and I had that social side of it, so I think Bitcoin's important for the world.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Tracy. Over and out from a rooftop at the Web3 Toronto Collision event. See you around.